She was only 13 and starred in bold movies in the 1980s. Elizabeth Ramirez is looking for her long-lost father.
Because somebody introduces your blog, and they saw my interview that I keep on dreaming to see my father, hoping to see him someday. And they said that Leah Blair can help me with it.
You will be shocked to hear Lala Montelibano's tragic story of growing up.
I guess you were both so busy. I just kneel down and pray. Maybe they will have time also for me.
Elizabeth's mother worked as a bar hostess near the US Naval Base at Subic Bay. Elizabeth believes her father's name is Chris Pollan.
And it's not who you think it was.
You're now watching the Leah and Blair Slog, where myself and my wife Leah May try to reunite long-lost loved ones. It was another mission, and we had woken up to some rainy weather. We were going to Cebu City to catch the ferry to reunite another long-lost loved one.
So we've just got out of the taxi and now we're on our way to the ferry terminal in Cebu. The ferry's leaving at 11 o'clock. We'll arrive in Cagayan de Oro around 7:30 this evening, and then an overnight bus all the way to Davao City.
Elizabeth reached out to us more than 6 months ago, asking and pleading for our help to see if we could find her long-lost father. We sprung into action and headed for Davao City in Mindanao in the Philippines.
So they're taking us to our cabin now. As soon as we get onto the ferry, someone greeted us as we walked through the door. Leah May passes the tickets, and now we have entrance to our cabin.
Another YouTuber, Julius Babao, had interviewed Lala around 3 or 4 months ago, where she stated she needed help to find her father. Julius Babao's brother had recommended to Lala to contact the Leah and Blair Slog. This was going to be a long, tiring journey for the two of us.
We just arrived in Cagayan de Oro and we're gonna sleep overnight here, and tomorrow morning we're heading to Davao to see Elizabeth.
But first, we need to enter the craziness of the Cagayan de Oro taxi service. Let's go.
Gone are the days where the taxis just queued up in an orderly manner. Here it was some kind of free-for-all for everybody.
That's why we chose to take a jeepney, because they don't use meter here. They use sabot-sabot.
Having lived in the Philippines for over 10 years and being a foreigner, I would still be expected to pay more than the going price for the locals. Myself and Leah May are always on a budget, and this hotel we were getting was around 900 pesos. That's around $15 US. We were paying twice the daily income here, but even that couldn't help us find the keys to the room. Our first day's travel had come to an end. Checking all the messages every morning, Elizabeth had been texting us to see if we were still coming.
This is our second stop and it's lunchtime. Now we're gonna enjoy our meal. I'm so excited to see Lala Montelibano as Elizabeth in real life. I cannot wait to tell her that we found her family in America. This is it, guys. This is it. After 53 years, we can give her closure.
Although we still had another 5 hours on the bus. It was now 4 p.m. on day 2.
We arrived in Davao City 8 hours later after leaving Cagayan de Oro. Now we're going to catch a taxi, go to the hotel and stay near Ma'am Elizabeth's house.
Luckily, I had an old friend waiting for me.
Just arrived into the hotel. My mate's waiting for me. G'day mate, how are you today?
Elizabeth thinks we're just coming to do an interview.
So Leah May's just received a message through Facebook that Elizabeth's really tired. She sent us a message saying she's really tired. She had a long day at the hospital, and I'm worried that she might not even turn up now.
I'm hoping she will turn up, and she said she's gonna come at 7, but she's not messaging me, and it's already 7 p.m.
because we've got an all-day bus ride back to Cagayan de Oro, onto the ferry, and then back to Cebu to see the boys, and then we're picking them up, and we've got one more day, and then we're heading to Subic Bay. So we're cutting it fine. We've got a DNA meeting with Caleb back in America, the genealogist that's helped us find Elizabeth's family. So everything's hinging on Ma'am Elizabeth turning up in the next 30 minutes. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, and we also set a meeting of her relatives in America.
Oh yeah, we've got
yes.
There's a video message coming in from these guys alive at 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
This reveal might not happen.
Any reply?
I don't know. She said actually she wants to sleep after work. She feels dizzy because she is really busy in the hospital as a nurse. And I said, okay, get some rest. And I said, come at 7. And now it's 6:59 p.m. and she's not messaging me yet. So I'm nervous, I'm scared, I'm worried, everything.
Oh, at last, finally, Elizabeth had arrived because she was a nurse and she had been working long hours since 4 a.m. in the morning. This God-fearing woman had strength. It was time to hear her story.
So today I'm with a lady called Elizabeth Ramirez, but some of you might know her as the famous actress in the Philippines from the 80s and 90s, Lala Montelibano. Were you born in Olongapo, were you?
Yes,
Okay,
1971.
1971. So can you just give us some background as to why you're looking for your father? Your father, you believe, is an American...
Yeah, he's an American, and my mother used to work in a certain club in Olongapo City.
Yep.
Her name in that club was Rachel Rechu. Maybe my father knows her name. Maybe you can remember her name. That's her name. She's a little woman in size, and I was 8 months old when my father left me that time.
Right. And then you've never had any pictures or...
None. I saw it once. They were together with my mom, but my mom maybe that time she was still angry to my father. That's why she turned it up, and I cannot see it anymore.
This was so sad. Elizabeth's mother had always told her that her father's name was a man called Philip Pollen.
She told me that his name is Philip Pollen. And when I saw that Philip Pollen there in Facebook, sometimes we can searching and wishing also that he's the one. That Philip Pollen is, when I saw his face, he's really looked like my eldest son.
Okay.
And maybe he's just a relative. I hope he will also reply to my disturbing texts. I was just wishing to see, is my father still alive? The hug of a father. I need this closure. I want to see him. That's all I want. I'm not going to ask anything from him or from anybody of his relative. I just want to see him. It's hard.
Did they tease you at school?
Yes, they always tease me because I am half American and I don't have a father.
They knew, did they, that you didn't have a father?
Yeah, I always, when I say American, I always say that's my father, but it's not. My mother, that time she was so young, and she gave me to another, hostess in Olongapo, which she became my mother, and she always spanked me, give me duties in the house, even when I was still at that very young age.
How old were you when you were adopted?
I think I was 1 year old.
Was it a legal adoption, or was there paperwork involved, or was it just a case of, can you look after my child, and they just looked after you?
In the papers, she is my legal mom. Back then, it's when you say, okay, that baby is yours.
Was there abuse when you were growing up?
There's so much abuse then. Shouting at me, the man that he has, that she brought home, he's always abusing me, trying to make me do things that I don't like, especially in my sensitive parts.
Were you still seeing your mother at this time? Was your mum visiting you, or you were not seeing your mother at all at this
My
time?
real mom, you mean?
Yes.
I visited her last, I think, January. I visited her and I told her I'm gonna look for my father, whether you like it or not. And she said, the only thing I could give you is the name. And the name of the ship is USS Dixie.
Dixie.
Yeah.
So for the whole time that you were growing up, it was via your mother, your adopted mother, and your real mother was not in your life.
Yes. I'm really longing for a family. How does a family love from the side of my father? Because in my mom, I saw my little sister, but with my father, how does it? How's the hug? I want to feel how a father hug me, nor a brother, or an uncle, a real blood. Because my mom, the one who adopted me, is about to send me to a club. She want me to
Work in the club?
Yeah, at 13 years old.
How old?
13.
13 years old?
Yes. And she wants me to work in the club. And I said I don't like, because I saw in my young age, at 9 years old, what she's doing. And I don't want to do that. So what I did is, there's somebody who is about to, in Ilibing, buried a sexy actress that was Pepsi Paloma, and I went there, and then the manager was there, and then he said, "You're beautiful. Do you want to be a bold star?" I don't even know what does it mean by being a bold star, and then I just said, "Yes, I want. I like that. I like that." Just like that, with one click, they had a picture on me on the top of the car, red car, and that's it. I became famous.
Can you explain to me, because maybe Western viewers don't understand this terminology that the Filipinos use, bold star?
Sexy star.
Shockingly, Elizabeth was only 13.
Didn't they know that you were only 13? Did they know? They did know, and they looked the other way, or
They did know.
They did know that you were only 13.
Yeah, they know. They know.
But they went along with it. So
Yeah.
okay.
They hide my age and they make me older.
This was unbelievable.
Did you need to do any acting lessons?
No,
No?
I don't know. Maybe
Straight
it runs
into-
in the blood.
Really?
Yeah,
Like an artist?
because when they said you act, I could act and I could memorize the
You could remember the lines.
the lines. We also have a practice, maybe minute before the shoot, and I could recall it.
Do you remember your first kissing scene?
Yes,
Who was that with?
with
Do you remember his name?
Troy Exical back in that movie, Unfaithful Wife. I don't even know how to kiss.
How old were you?
That was my first kiss.
How old were you?
13.
13?
Yes.
How old was he?
I think he's 20 plus.
And he had no idea.
He had no idea.
Allah.
That's
No
like,
one ever asked you, and you never told anyone.
No,
You were
it's
getting
all
paid.
work for me.
Yeah, you were getting good money.
Yeah, good money. That's all I need for my family. For my mama not to keep on going there
Yeah.
on the club.
Did you have a manager back then?
Yes, but he's now dead.
Right. But he knew how old you were,
Yes,
and everyone
so
hid
much.
it. They put you
I
in
still
lots of makeup.
don't have pubic hair back then.
Allah. So it was in bikinis,
Yes.
that kind of
Even my boobs is
still developing.
developing,
Now at 53, Elizabeth has become a registered nurse.
Right now, I passed the exam.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
When did
guy.
you pass?
Last May 2024.
Okay, so just a month. Just
Yeah.
less than a month. Have you thought about it?
Can I hug you? If it's in person or in cell phone or in call, can I talk to you for more minutes, or how was our father, or how does he looks like? I need the closure.
By this time, Elizabeth was tired, so we agreed to meet the next evening. Now could be the time that we could reveal that we have found her long-lost family. And I knew it was going to be emotional. We did the DNA test. Now, Elizabeth, I have got some information for you regarding your father that we have found out. And unfortunately, your father's deceased. Your real father.
Really?
We have some information to tell you tonight. So, your father passed away 2 years ago, and it's not who you think it was. We have a genealogist in America who's been working on your case. His name is Caleb. He's been working long hours on our behalf and your behalf. He's been triangulating the DNA, finding out through great grandparents down to the cousins, because we got some cousin matches back on your DNA. There was an 11% DNA match by a lady called Darcel, and we've ascertained that Darcy is your first cousin. Caleb has worked out who the family is. The family is called Davis, and your real father's name was a chap called Kenneth Davis. We have a picture of him that we can show you, and we also have Caleb calling us in the next 10 minutes, the genealogist, and he's going to explain everything, how we found your long lost father and his family. Your father, his name is Kenneth Davis. He didn't know about you. Nobody in the family knew about you. He was visiting here on a submarine, and he was only here for a couple of days, so he would never have known about you. Elizabeth broke down. Leah May rushed over to comfort Elizabeth. Elizabeth had always told us she wanted closure.
But at least I'm gonna see his face.
You're going to have closure, Elizabeth, after 53 years. Tonight you're going to have closure. You're going to find out who your real father was, and you're going to be speaking to your father's family, his nieces. He doesn't have any children of his own, except you. It was time to introduce our friend Caleb, a fellow of the American Society of Genealogists.
And I even have a sponsor child there in the Philippines through Children International, so I have lots of connections to the Philippines, and I get to travel there quite a bit. And I actually got to visit with Leah May and Blair last time I was out there, and volunteered to help them do some of their DNA research, because that's kind of a skill set that I have. This was the DNA result that we got back, just the first cousin matches and second cousin matches.
Caleb explained everything in great detail about the DNA results with Elizabeth.
We can see on Kenneth's gravestone here that it says he was in the U.S. Navy, so that was one of our first clues we might be on the right trail here.
Caleb had also reached out to a first cousin called Laurie, and she was the one that had helped us so greatly with all of the information about her Uncle Kenneth, confirming he did in fact serve in the Philippines. Caleb showed Elizabeth her family tree.
So amazed. I'm so shocked.
It's amazing there's so many photographs of that far back.
Now we had a surprise for Elizabeth. Their father and your father
Our
were
brothers.
And most of them are nurses as well.
Oh.
Maybe it comes with your DNA.
Hello, Elizabeth. My name is Dion Muse. I am the youngest daughter of Garrett and Charlotte Davis.
It is very nice to welcome you to the family. We're excited to get to know you and get to meet a cousin that we didn't know about. So welcome to the family, and we are so grateful that we are going to be able to get to know you better.
Hello, Elizabeth. This is Lavon Debbie. I am your first cousin.
Hi, Elizabeth. My name is Lori. I'm one of your first cousins, Lori Davis Verhoff. I'm actually the third oldest grandchild on both sides of my family. Can I just tell you how elated we are to find out that we have another family member. And we are so excited to have you join us if you're willing to have a relationship with us. I'm so sorry that you've had to experience 52 years of not knowing who your father is. What a challenge I'm sure that has been for you. But I hope we can put some peace and some comfort behind you at this time. We're willing to share whatever you would like. I'm sure you've heard that unfortunately your father Kenny has passed away a couple of years ago. There is only one living sibling left. So anyway, we are elated. I'm so excited for you to be able to find some answers that you've been looking for so long. You have lots of cousins who are super excited to get to know you, to love you, and to have you part of our family. I hope that we can someday meet in person.
This was a bittersweet moment for Elizabeth. Up next were two fun cousins.
Hi Elizabeth, I'm Darcel Taylor. I'm Denise Moravec. I live in Arizona. And I am in Oregon right now, but I'm on my way to Utah, so I'll be there next week. We're both in Hawaii, celebrating on a girls' trip. It's been exciting and fun. It's been the ever adventure. Our eyes are turning cross-sighted at this point in time. I'm a nurse for 27 years, an RN. We got a good tan. Denise, what's your RN status?
I am an RN also in dialysis. I'm an administrator now, so I'm not actually working.
How many years?
But anyway, I don't know how many years it's been. I've worked for dialysis for 16 years. Love it, and welcome to the family.
And it just kept getting better.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'm Charlotte. I'm one of your aunts. Ken's my brother is my husband. He Garrett, and he is the oldest of the 5 boys in that family. I had a stroke, so I can't talk to well. But hope you can understand what I am saying. Welcome to the family. You're a beautiful girl. I'd be happy to get to know you better.
Oh, thank you. Ito pala yung surprise. Naku, ikaw talaga.
See? Would you like to see a picture of your father?
Yes, please. Oh. Thank you.
This was our final gift we could give to Elizabeth. And she let her tears fall. She had her father's ears.
That's your father, Elizabeth. After all of this time, you're now finally looking at your father and what he looks like, and you're going to hear from the rest of the family in the next few days, and they're going to tell you everything that they can about him.
Thank you so much.
They're going to be getting all of the photos ready. They're going to add you on Facebook, and you've got 5 cousins, the girls that you've just watched, and they're also excited to talk to you and welcome you into their family.
My God, thank you, Lord. Thank you so much, Leah and Blair.
You've got closure. It never was pollen.
It was never. Now, it's not you. Mr. Pollen, I'm sorry. I keep on distracting you. I thought it was you. But he really looks like me. It's God's way.
Oh, nice.
And the effort of Sir Blair, grabe. Leah, Sir Caleb, and
everything.
my cousin.
We connect. Now you find.
I believe in God's way. This is all God's way. grabe. Words cannot express how much I feel. You know what? I could sleep, but my eyes, my eyes can be closed, but my heart is beating for what will be the next step for my new family.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Lord. At least now I know there will be no more mistakes.
Yeah.
I love you, Dad. Kenneth Davis.
Kenneth Davis.
If you would like to support our advocacy, why not become a member of the Leah and Blair Slog? It's only $1 a month. This kind gesture helps to support our travels. Thank you for watching.